world has so many things in it. Let's for now say that the multiplicity of the world is an extrapolation of the number 3. 3 to the n, 3 to the exponential, whatever you want to do with 3. The world's multiplicity is the story of 3s. Okay.
So is 2 kind of more concentrated or less multiple, and then 1 is even less, right?
The
'Cause
world,
we're just talking about existence as
well,
1.
you're on the
talking
right
about
track.
the screen, right?
I like where you're going with this. Multiples of 3 is the way we relate to this world as being a regular guy, you and I. So language 3, model 3, point of view number 3 is all about multiples of 3. All right. The subtle sciences that
you don't mean 3, 6, 9, 12. You just mean multiples of the third paradigm that we talk about.
Well, what I mean is take the number 3 and now apply any mathematical operator that you want to. Raise it to the third power, multiply it times itself. In other words, it's the artistic extrapolation of 3-ness that yields the multiplicity.
Let me just be real clear, because, are we just talking about the number 3 now for some reason, or are we just talking about the paradigm 3, which is the model 3?
Actually, the number 3.
Oh.
But,
how do we slip into that?
Well, I'm going to suggest that this world is the play and display of 3 elements compounded wonderfully. All right. Now, that middle language, language 2, is what you get when you take exactly 3 elements. Not 3 to the n, but 1, 2, 3. When you have 3 elements, you have the mystic world. 3 is the number of mystics. And here we have room for, let's take regular Joe and let's take self. These are 2 constructs that we're working with. Let's let them overlap. 2 constructs, when they overlap, yields 3 regions, right? Their overlap now is our 3rd region. We have that space which is just regular Joe. We have that space which is...
Oh, they're overlapped.
And their overlap is our 3rd.
In between them.
So we have a hybrid. Now that hybrid is regular Joe plus self, and that's what we call the enlightened man. You see, we've introduced a 3rd element, which is the hybrid of the first 2. So this wonderful language, model 2, language 2, point of view number 2, all the subtle arts and sciences are based on exactly 3 elements, and one of the 3 is some kind of a hybrid of
1 and 3.
Of 1 and 3.
Right.
Okay. Now, what I'm suggesting is that we don't let ourselves do that. We don't introduce that hybrid. You and me are here to talk about self and non-self, fact, fiction, existence, non-existence. 2 things that shall never meet and shall never overlap and shall never form a hybrid.
In what sense won't they meet? Because aren't they nested?
No. How could we do that? How could
nested would mean that without existence, how would you have a projection? There would be no projection. There would be nothing to project, and all the multiplicity wouldn't show up.
And so the answer is...
And that's what I meant by nested.
And the implication is, it doesn't. Non-existence doesn't happen.
It doesn't exist, but it appears.
It appears to appear. I'm sorry, I'm not doing word games.
It appears to appear now.
I'm sorry.
Back from appearing.
I apologize. Broke my own rule. That's the beautiful thing. We are being disciplined here. something that exists, something that doesn't exist. We have to agree that the thing that exists always exists, and the thing that doesn't exist never exists. So it didn't appear.